over on the AEW side of things, over on Collision, pretty eventful Collision, as a matter of fact. The show started up great. Come on, guys, finally. We're doing angles. Come on, can you believe it? We're doing angles in AEW. Why are CM Punk and Ricky Starks fighting? Well, I'll tell you why CM Punk and Ricky Starks are fighting, and we've got a real story here. CM Punk finally reveals what's in the bag. What's in the bag? He opens the bag. He takes out the AEW championship that he held, and he puts a big X over the front of it for straight edge, and he calls it the Collision World title. Now, it's really interesting that CM Punk is the only person, really, who's making a big deal out of Collision being its own show and Collision being its own brand. And I actually think that it's very smart, because what it does is the fact that CM Punk's the only one doing it, I think kind of gives the impression that he's not really supposed to be saying that. And CM Punk is at his best when he's saying things that aren't, when he's breaking the rules. So that is a huge positive. And it's it's slow building this sort of us against them, kind of separate brand of, like, they're rebels. Like, Collision is the rebel brand. And now Ricky Starks he wants to be the Collision World Champion. I want that title. And you're going, well, I like CM Punk, or I don't like CM Punk, but I like Ricky Starks, or I don't like Ricky Starks, but I like CM Punk. And then FTR comes into the fold. And then and like this starts building where you're like, Collision is my show. Stylistically, they're doing things differently. There's more angles, not just matches. And the guys on it are different. I love Collision. And I think it's really smart that they're slowly but surely building this brand. And I think it's going to work. I feel like it's slowly been working so far. You know, Ricky considers himself the face of Collision. Punk considers himself a Collision guy. It's like all of a sudden Collision means something. You can either like it or not like it, but it has meaning. And that's so important. Like that's what's going to draw people in my opinion. So on the same show, we're playing through this MJF Adam Cole thing. This is a storyline that transcends between Dynamite and Collision. And I think a lot of people were very surprised at the end of Dynamite or at the end of Collision. I know I was. That that MJF and Adam Cole didn't win the tag team championship, but also nobody turned on anybody. They ended with a hug, and there was a lot of tension. The timing felt a little off at the end of that show, but maybe that was on purpose to make sure that the tension stayed between the parties. But I thought it was well done, and I'm also, more than anything else, intrigued about where exactly it's going. Based on what I saw, I think that it should go. So I kind of feel like now the move might be to have Adam Cole and MJF stay together. It almost feels like it's really working to have MJF finally let his guard down. I feel like you do MJF versus Punk at All In Wembley. Because again, Punk mentioned Wembley. If Punk's the only wrestler who's talking about Wembley Stadium, that would lead me to believe that he's got to be on that show. So I think that the move would be to do title versus title. I don't think you want Punk to walk around with the X'd out title forever. So I think the move would be to do Punk versus MJF at Wembley. I think that's when Adam Cole turns on MJF. Punk wins. He's now got both titles. Adam Cole is a heel. MJF is a babyface. You can go right to the next pay-per-view All Out and do MJF versus Adam Cole. Because, like I said, you're going to need that in order to get people interested enough to buy a second pay-per-view a week later. After that, You could start a rivalry between Adam Cole and the Elite that you were kind of hinting at in the very beginning that you never really went all the way with, because, you know, you don't actually have to say because Adam Cole put the world title on Punk, but saying without saying that, you know, the Elite wrestle on Wednesdays and now the world title isn't there for them to win because Adam Cole was selfish. Well, now the Elite versus Adam Cole is a thing. And then on the other show, you start building up towards MJF versus CM Punk one more time. This time it's clear heel versus babyface as CM Punk starts to devolve into a heel. You know, you could even do like, you could do CM Punk versus MJF at All In, with the winner facing Ricky Starks at All Out. So All Out would now have CM Punk versus Ricky Starks for both titles, depending on how the match on TV ends. And then MJF versus Adam Cole in a grudge match. CM Punk wins, MJF wins, and then you're going to go to the next pay-per-view with CM Punk full heel versus MJF full babyface. It's a possibility. Just a way to go.